Hey everybody, this is Travis.
Zach.
We're talking about Noctourniquet by the Mars Volta today.
It's their new album release March this year.
March? God.
Yeah, it's fairly old. It's been a while.
So already hundreds of people on the
it.
internet have either praised or bitched about this album already. So it's time for us to throw out
bitching than they've done praising it.
Really?
That's what I assume, because people bitched about their last album a lot.
Yeah, alright. To start this off, we're going to talk about Octahedron. If you're familiar with Mars Volta, I fucking love Mars Volta. They kick fucking ass. Omar Rodriguez and his Omar group, to me I like them a lot better than the Mars Volta, but the Mars Volta is a badass gateway drug into the incredibly surreal fucking music these guys make. It tears your brain to pieces. But in the past,
like rough paper.
In the past couple years, they've really toned it down. But not so much on here. We'll get to that. On Octahedron, their last album, God, they were... I like it.
It was their acoustic album.
Yeah, that's what they called it. The band themselves called it the acoustic album, and I'll agree. It's the stripped down album. It's the more radio friendly, maybe the more accessible for wider audiences. It's got a lot of great stuff on it, but it's not the first Mars Volta album I've run to.
It takes like 7 minutes for it to start rocking.
Yeah,
it's Mars Volta. I know it's an acoustic album, but you could have...
And which is funny, there are no, well, might be some acoustic guitars on there, but it's not. Don't think of it as an acoustic album.
It's not Nirvana Unplugged.
Yeah, it's not Nirvana Unplugged. It's the Mars Volta with a lot less shit going on. So I liked it. I liked Octahedron a lot. I listened to it a lot when it came out, but then I was like,
finished it yet.
Really? Damn, that was years ago.
I know it's been out for a while, but
it's
just one of those that's really hard for me to get into.
I can understand. If you're a fan of the Francis the Mute,
that's my favorite Mars Volta album.
Shit, G-Loused and
Antitexture is a quick second. I mean, I wanted to like Octahedron, or no, not
Antitexture.
Antitexture, no, Bedlam.
Bedlam.
It's Bedlam. That's the one that I put right next to Francis and the Mute.
Yeah, like I don't know, like so they're all so different. It's hard for me to even categorize or
just the ones that I'm gonna grab first.
Yeah, definitely.
Is
those
first,
three,
and then
definitely those. If you don't know who the Mars Volta is, check them out by Francis the Mute, Antitexture, and the Bedlam and Goliath. Those albums, fucking amazing.
The first 4 albums were really good.
G-Loused is a fantastic debut album.
If you're a fan of Chili Peppers,
yeah,
Flea plays
on
bass
there,
on it, and John Frusciante plays guitar on every album.
Yeah, John
Frusciante. French guy. John French guy.
The guy who made Chili Peppers kick ass, and the guy who made Chili Peppers fucking suck.
I will say, I hate to say it, but By the Way is an amazing album.
Yeah, see, I gotta hear it. I have not listened to... I hate that we're not talking about Mars Volta, but I mean, hell, Chili Peppers are very close to these guys.
They're a big part of Mars Volta.
Chili Peppers kick ass from the 80s to Blood Sugar Sex Magic. Like, that is where I can turn them off. Everything after is worth checking out, but will never match the attitude.
One Hot Minute had some good songs on
Which one is that? Oh, that's the one with Dave Navarro.
Yes, I hate it. I hate that fucking
You know what?
album, but
what did I say? I said Frusciante fucked Chili Peppers up? Nah, Dave fucking Navarro fucked Chili Peppers up. How are you gonna have the Jane's Addiction dude and Chili Peppers? Those are two completely different things.
When the Chili Peppers write music, write their songs, they jam. That's all they do is just jam.
That guy just wants to play a rock riff and go home. He wants to make reality shows with Carmen Electra. Fucking Dave Navarro and his
rock
beard.
Yes,
but yeah, so yeah, One Hot Minute. I remember. All right, so yeah, I was 10 when One Hot Minute came out. I remember.
I like pleasure.
Yeah, that song. That's a badass song. That's a decent song, you know.
And it's got like a kid choir in it.
Oh really? Yeah, it does. God, it's been a long time since I've heard that. But you know, I'd say maybe I could cut them off there, but to me that's where things are starting to suck now.
Yeah, then they came back. Then
the writing is good.
Frusciante came back and fucked him up with Californication, and then he took creative control over the band and writing when he did By the Way. It's one of their lesser but well-known albums. Not really lesser well-known. It wasn't as successful as Californication. Is what I meant.
Which one is that?
By the Way.
The By the Way one. See, that one like completely. I didn't know it existed until like 2 years after it came out.
Yeah, but you know the songs off of it.
By the way, something.
Try to say.
Yeah, and that's another thing. We're not. We will get back to Mars Volta in a second.
Yeah.
God damn it, we should just make an extra Chili Peppers. You kick ass, but you fucking piss us off too.
Why are you toning down your bass playing?
It seems like after Californication, every single has been. Well, no. I will actually. The Under the Bridge thing, every single has been close to that. Every popular song they've had has been close to that song.
Has had that starts off with the guitar riff.
Yeah, it's chill guitar and then Anthony Kiedis being smooth, just singing, being sincere.
Where's our Give It Away? Where's our Give It Away? And
yeah, where's our I Wanna Eat Y'all? The Mother's Milk shit.
Yeah.
Come on.
Mother's Milk is a badass.
Is that the one with George Clinton?
No. George Clinton did Freaky Styley.
Come on, man.
And it's funny because he owed a drug dealer money. George Clinton owed a drug dealer money, so he had to use studio time to pay his drug dealer. He put the drug dealer on the album to pay him his debt off.
That is badass. Yo,
only George Clinton can do something like that.
Yo, dude, I need a quarter of weed, man. I ain't got no money, but I'll let you get on a track. Okay. That's hilarious. You don't do drugs, kids. But yeah, back to Mars Volta. Yeah, we had to ramble about the fucking Chili Peppers. This album. Where's the cover? Yeah, this.
Very spacey.
Yeah, it's spacey as hell. I like it. I don't hate it. I like it a hell of a lot more than the Octahedron album. And to me, this is a very good step in the right direction as far as this band goes, doing new stuff. I'd like to have the old 8-minute, 12-minute jams and just crap going on the whole time, Every time you listen to it, you can hear things you haven't heard the previous time. But this album has a lot of that, but it's spaced out. It's everything is different, but it's the Mars Volta. His voice is much cleaner. It's way less frantic.
It's not bad though.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
It's more of a Mars Volta album than Octahedron.
Yeah, Octahedron was, really to be funny about it, Octahedron was their experimental record.
Yes, it was. But that's the reason they lost the best drummer they ever had.
Yeah, they had, what's his name, Thomas Pridgeon?
Thomas Prigden?
Prigden?
I think that's his name.
That guy joined on Bedlam and Goliath.
He is
Holy
a
shit.
beast on drums.
Look at that guy, Thomas Prigden.
Let's look him up other than in the Mars
Turn
Volta.
this video off now and go look at Thomas Prigden.
Yeah, we don't need your views.
Go to him and then come back to us.
Yes, come back.
The Thomas Prigden on Bedlam and Goliath going off on Octahedron, 2 songs, 3 songs, he goes off a little, and then he quit, and that's sad. I was upset, and I was like, no.
I hate to compare Coheed to Mars Volta, but that's what they did with Chris Penny when they released.
Yeah, they didn't use him to his full.
I mean, Chris Penny is a way more talented drummer and musician than Coheed is, with his time changes and just how he's just an amazing drummer. And to put them in a standard rock band that kind of has proggy elements, you're not using him to his ability.
Yeah,
You're holding him back. More like.
And that's really what was happening. Octahedron, everyone was getting held back.
That's exactly what my point. They held him back. And Thomas Prigden.
But I don't know who replaced him on here. But
everyone in there, Charlie said he saw, that was the band that played at the Omar show in Atlanta.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, so he said he got to pretty much see Mars Volta live. The new Mars Volta. Not Francis the Mute Mars Volta.
But this is definitely a good CD. I like it a lot. To me, it's, if you're a completionist, you know, get them all.
It's still badass to go see them though.
Hell yeah. But this album, go buy this CD. It kicks ass. I like every. Well, I don't really like every song on here. Some of them to me could be better. I'm always having a problem with like memorizing their song titles. They've got the most Moloch Walker. I don't know. I've never heard this word before. You know, I like Zed and the 2 Knots.
Just say
that's psychedelic.
Mohawk Walker.
Is that what that is? Or I don't know.
I don't know.
Malkin Jewel is badass.
I didn't learn the song titles on this album. I just listened to it.
Lapokchak.
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 Is that Hebrew?
Oh man. Empty vessels.
Comment now.
Make the loudest sound.
It's not Hebrew. It's
the Whip Hand. This album, if you're a fan, all right. Here's the thing: if you've already been a fan of Mars Volta and you were coming to this album, you already knew it wasn't going to be Bedlam. You already knew it's not going to be Francis the Mute.
It's not Amputexture.
Because of what they did with Octahedron. You knew this was going to be a completely new thing. And that's not bad. This is awesome.
I was expecting bad, though, when I
yeah, our expectations were way lower.
I didn't expect it to be as good as it is, though.
So that might be where all my praise is coming from, because it's not...
Bands could do that with their next album. They can come out with gray and yellow again. Yellow 2.
Yellow 2. Yeah, that would be hilarious.
It's slightly darker.
Yellow 2.
It's slightly darker than the Yellow album. And they'll just have the 2 on it.
Oh, man.
Stylish written 2.
You know, it's the Mars Volta. Check out their other stuff. De Facto. Way fucking badass. At the Drive-In is cool.
If you like whiny emo songs,
yeah. If you're more into the punkiness, I don't know.
It sounds to me.
Cool.
It sounds like, I mean, they're a good band. I like them.
Yeah.
I'm not hating on them. What I get from it when I close my eyes and just try to listen to it, I hear kids breaking throwing rocks and breaking windows.
Yeah.
I hear teenage angst.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I mean, I'm not hating on them at all. It's just that's what I hear when I close my eyes and listen to the Beach Boys. What do you think I hear?
Yeah, so that is, I say buy it. Especially if you're not familiar with Mars Volta.
That's a good album to start with.
Yeah, it's a decent album to start with, because if you're the kind of person who doesn't like a lot of crap hitting your ears at the same time, you're just like, oh my god, my head.
This is a good introduction to Mars Volta, and it's a better introduction than the Baroness going back to their catalog, or Mastodon going into their back catalog. This is a good one to make. If you're not familiar with listening to a lot of prog rock, this will help you out. I mean,
the cat is eating the paper. Misha. Misha.
The Misha the Hut.
Yeah, Misha. She will...
She is eating that shit. Just took a chunk out of it.
So, after the cat eating paper incident, buy this album. That's all I got to say. Anything else on?
Francis the Mute's the best album.
We're also going to talk about the new Smashing Pumpkins album, Oceania. Oceania?
Oceania.
Oceania?
Can you read this word?
This is Alabama, people. What do you expect?
I think it's Oceania.
Alright. So to talk about Smashing Pumpkins, we grew up in the 90s. I was 10 years old when Melancholy and the Long Ass Title came out. And
Infinite Sadness.
Yeah, the Infinite Sadness. And I remember being 10. Oh, you were like 8. I remember we used to watch the Zero music video. We used to see like where they were rocking, man. And then
what is that one song?
Yeah, that's or is it? I don't know, man.
I remember that video.
It's on there. Is that the Zeros? That's not Zero.
It's not Zero.
That's not Zero. That's God. I forgot what it was called. It's been a long time.
But
since
you
I
know that
listened to
song.
But yeah, alright, so I fucking love Smashing Pumpkins. I remember when I was 10, and I remember I first saw the Tonight Tonight video.
That was amazing.
Like, I remember liking the video, but hating the song. I remember like, oh god, this song again. But now they're old.
But you know, when
I really liked the whole album.
That album probably like 3 years later, because it was given to me from one of our friends. Was just giving us CDs.
Yeah, man,
a rich kid.
That dude was
he
an
didn't
idiot.
care. His mom and dad paid everything for him, and he got everything he wanted, living in a 2-story fucking house. Well, he ended up giving me the Smashing Pumpkins album, and Tonight Tonight was one of those that I kind of just kept listening to because I was more familiar with it. And then 1979 was on there, and it just had a lot of songs you knew.
I remember being, the first time I ever heard about them, I remember our dad was like, hey, there's a band called the Smashing Pumpkins. And I was like, I remember having this vision of like people hitting pumpkins with hammers. I don't know, I was fucking 7.
When I heard, I thought they wore pumpkin helmets on their head on stage. I mean, that was like around the same time Chili Peppers was wearing socks on their dicks. So I was like, you know, maybe everyone has a gimmick when they're on stage. I'm really young, I didn't know.
Yeah, he was like, you were like 5, man?
Yeah, I was young.
God.
MTV was always there.
Yeah, MTV was on
We're Beavis and Butthead
24/7. Like, seriously. I don't. Here's the thing. Me and him, speaking about Beavis and Butthead, our parents, I remember when Beavis and Butthead came on at like 7 in the evening. And I remember Mom changing it there. God, we were like 7 and like 5 years old.
She let us watch the premiere of Beavis and Butthead.
And I remember we were complaining. It was like, why is his head turned the whole time?
Yeah, we were.
What the?
This animation's weird.
I remember being like, why are they watching music videos? This
I don't
is
like
supposed
the
to be
music
a cartoon.
videos.
You know, and then like
When you grew up, you realized the only reason your dad watched it was because
but a year later,
the music videos.
a year later, we became, you know, Beavis and Butthead fanatics, you know, as
Yeah,
these
it was
little
just-
kids. We were like, but we loved the music video parts, you know, we liked watching them, you know, make fun of the artists or the music videos because they were music videos that we had on MTV all day.
And
We were the
sometimes
kind
it
of
was
kids.
ones that you didn't even see.
It was funny because we were the kind of kids who, you know, it wasn't on the Disney Channel, you know, it wasn't on Cartoon Network most of the time.
It was
on MTV.
Nickelodeon because they had the cool Nicktoons in the 90s.
But we mostly had MTV on, and it was music 24/7. I remember Tupac. I remember being 10, being like, "Yeah, Tupac, man!
Yeah.
I listen to Tupac."
as soon as we started listening to Tupac, he died.
Yeah, like he
It was like
gets shot.
a year or two after we start listening to him, and he becomes a part of our
consciousness.
Yes, he becomes a part of our consciousness. We're like, he's dead now.
Same thing with Nirvana.
Yeah.
I remember when we were little kids. I remember loving the. Now I was 7 when In Utero come out, and you're like 5. I remember Mom all the time when the heart-shaped box video would come on. She'd be like, "Travis, Zach, that video's on."
I remember that.
And she'd call us in there, and then like several months later, she's like, "Travis and Zach, can y'all come in the kitchen?" And
Yeah.
she slams down a Rolling Stone magazine with his face on the cover talking about he blew his brains out with a shotgun.
Yeah, and then there's all these
Wow,
things
Mama! What?
on MTV about him dying. I'm like,
so no more In Utero?
I'm like, I don't know how to process this, man.
What is that? They say most kids' tragedy was Mufasa. No, ours was Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
Fucking being.
And then like, what was it? The one that I do remember was Shannon Hoon from Blind Melon.
Yeah, Mom got us into.
When he died, it was like when Mom found out, we were in the hallway playing with our G.I. Joes or our Ninja Turtles. Mom comes in there and calls us. MTV News was on and Shannon Hoon died from an overdose or some shit. And she's like, y'all come in here and watch this. What happened? The guy that did the B song died, Zach. No! B-Man song is dead.
Oh man.
That's what I called that song at the time. It was B-Man song.
God. And we were little kids when all this was going on, but we damn sure witnessed it. But yeah, Smashing Pumpkins. Okay, back to.
They're in the grunge era.
Yeah, man, the grunge era. They were like, I love their psychedelicness. I love the Siamese Dream album, and I love the Melancholy and the long ass title. But after that, they got weird.
Yeah, they started getting more goth.
Yeah, like he comes back and it's like, I don't know, when you're looking at all the stuff for the Melancholy album, it's like he sort of Jesus-fied himself, and then it comes back, he's like, I don't know, he sort of looked like Mike Myers as that German guy with the monkey off Saturday Night Live. Pet my monkey.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, that's what he looked like, only
Yeah.
bald. Like if Dr. Evil was wearing them clothes, you know? I was like, what? And then like, I don't know, man, I don't know. There was a lot more electronica going on.
Many stages to Billy Corgan's act. His
Yeah.
stage persona.
And then they broke up.
And then he does this happy album. Swan, we're happy now.
I dug them. Okay.
I just remember that one song.
Honestly.
Yeah, the one thing that I do remember about that song is he used way too much jet.
Yeah, the jet noise.
Yeah, jet effects
God,
on his
that's
guitar.
an aggravating guitar sound. That fucking jet noise. Ugh.
That's not it. That's tremolo.
Yeah, that's tremolo. The jet noise is like a.
It's like wind. It's like
It just.
it's the. I mean, it works in something like Lenny Kravitz Fly Away, but he's using it and playing it slow so you hear it more.
Yeah, it's... And something... Oh, God, the Zwan. I dug it. It was psychedelic as hell, but very happy. But they got back together.
And they did what? Zeitgeist?
Yeah, Zeitgeist.
I didn't listen to that album. I remember when they got back together, and I was I liked the idea of them getting back together because I haven't heard anything from them in God knows how long. And it was a band I was familiar with from the 90s getting back together, and every band I was listening to at that time was pissing me off. So I was just trying to branch out and listen to other things. But Smashing Pumpkins comes back together. I didn't get the album because I just wanted to hear more. At the time, I had to hear more before I bought an album like I am now. If it's an album, then never heard it before I'll buy it. Like this one. I bought this specifically for this video. And I ended up liking the album. But I remember it was like announced a week prior before Live 8 or Live Aid. One of those damn Al Gore charity events. It had Sting with, no, it was the Police, and they had Kanye West. Oh my God, they had Kanye West singing.
This is why I don't watch TV.
Yeah, Kanye West was on there and jumped on stage like at the end chorus to Message in a Bottle. It was horrible. I mean, fucking
with
horrible.
Sting or the Police?
Police. It was the Police with Kanye West. Kanye West didn't get on there.
Why did I not know about that?
You don't watch TV.
I'm glad
I knew about this because I wanted to see a lot of. I wanted to see.
Was that the year Roger Waters and Gilmore got on stage again?
I don't know.
Pink Floyd.
I don't know. Some of the members from Pink Floyd, I think just the drummer, was at the closing ceremonies.
Yeah, there were a lot of rumors
and they played "Wish You Were Here."
Damn.
But back to that Live 8 thing. Smashing Pumpkins was on there, and I remember Dad just hating on it. Like he was sitting there like they didn't play any of the songs that I was familiar with, so it all had to be new material. But I noticed they didn't have the same members in the band, and it was Billy Corgan dressed all goth and shit. So I'm like, this isn't going to be the Smashing Pumpkins I like. But Dad's sitting there watching it, and I can't remember what technique he said that it sounds like Billy Corgan just learned, because he was doing it over and over and over in the song. He's like, okay, you proved to me that you can do it. Okay. Why are you still doing it? Like,
oh,
that sticks with me more than what I heard from the album. Was Dad's reaction was just, okay, you proved you can do it. Do something else now.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, Smashing Pumpkins were cool when I was 30.
Or he's like, I read about them in Bass Player. I remember the first time he listened to Sublime with us.
The first time we showed him Sublime.
I laugh my ass off to this day when I hear that line and What I Got.
Gotta play the guitar like a motherfucking riot.
Yeah, and Dad's like,
wow, 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 wow.
Doesn't sound like he plays guitar like a motherfucking riot to me.
Hell yeah.
He said it's so calm and just so. He's just driving, we're listening to that song. I mean, you're in Rudy in the backseat jamming, and he's like, play the guitar like a motherfucking riot. The hell?
If you say you're gonna play it like a riot,
you gotta show me you do it.
Yeah. So this album, I've always liked the Smashing Pumpkins psychedelicness, and I've always liked they got a very deep ass guitar sound. It's almost like a very melodic Electric Wizard guitar sound, you know. And
it has a very drony.
Yeah, like that drone, that very low. It's almost like it's coming out of a bass amp, and I love that sound, and on this album, this is very close to, you know, and I love change in any band, you know, but this feels more like today's Smashing Pumpkins. Like it's a good blend of the old style, but with a lot of just new ideas.
It's more of a progression than the Foo Fighters.
There's a...
I mean, think about it. What has Foo Fighters done? How many times have they re-released There Goes My Hero?
There's a lot of fantastic stuff on this album, and, you know, like, this, I don't know, this reminds me of some, God, what's that? I got their damn albums in there. They had the Pyramid CD. They were that fucking prog band. Alan Parsons Project. Like, I don't know, this just reminds me of some Alan Parsons shit. I don't know, just
I like
the pictures.
The album cover. Just
yeah,
the
it's
trees.
just...
It's very simple. It's simple stuff.
Yeah, you got like a lighthouse going on. You got
it's
these...
a beach.
Oh, and then... Oh, it doesn't expand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
it would
the
be
ocean.
better if it expanded.
The ocean. Blah, 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 the ocean.
And see, this band did progress. They progressed very well, unlike the fucking Offspring.
The moon. Yeah,
like, Billy Corgan can probably do auto-tune and make it cool.
This is one of the better CDs from new CDs that I've heard this year.
From a band that's been around for a while. There's a lot of bands that I grew up with, that we grew up with in the 90s that are releasing albums this year. We have them, Green Day, Offspring, Muse. They've been out since the 90s. God, there's a lot of them. I'm getting lost here. I can't remember.
You know,
Green Day's coming out with another one.
Yeah, it was like Green Day's doing 3. This is, you know, buy this CD. If you like Smashing Pumpkins, buy this.
I bought that specifically for this video, and
they've been releasing like...
It's a good album.
On the internet, they've been releasing like song after song after song. Like, they've just been internet releasing like... They got like 30 songs that you can get on the internet that sort of all go into this. Like, this is some sort of concept album. They've been releasing all these other parts to it online. They're supposed to compile them all on like separate CDs and stuff, but...
I was about to say, why didn't those release?
They originally said they were going to stop doing physical CDs and just do stuff online.
Didn't Rob Zombie say he was going to do that?
Yeah, Rob Zombie and Radiohead.
You know what's funny? I saw... I remember hearing that...
I don't want to quit. Don't stop making CDs.
Yeah, I don't want to stop buying CDs. We like buying CDs.
Because, I mean, the vinyl will definitely still be here.
Vinyl is a good substitute if you're not going to release tangible CDs anymore. But fuck digital shit.
Yeah, it's like, look at me. Hey man, come check out all my albums on my computer screen.
Watch, I can move them around
like
this.
Hey man, I got the new T-Money CD, dude. Look at all my CDs.
Look at my Beatle collection.
Yeah, man, I got all the Beatles CDs, man.
Well, back in the day, it was like, look at my Beatle album.
Yeah, look at my Beatles CDs. Faboosh. Now it's, look at my Beatles CDs.
Or actually, they have the entire Beatles catalog on an Apple USB drive. Because you know, their Beatles started Apple Records. It's like a green apple, just a little apple that comes apart.
It's all on it.
And the entire Beatles catalog on a fucking little tiny thing.
The entire Beatles catalog, a stack this big.
Fit in the palm of your hand. Well, that can with an iPod and all that other stuff, but this, it's kind of funny that they're selling this as like, you know, the box set for the digital stuff.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh, how much is that?
$200.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
No.
$200 for a fucking apple-shaped USB drive.
Yep.
What a waste of... Don't buy that.
Yeah.
Buy the fucking vinyl one. Spend $250 on the CDs.
They have the CDs
I
for
cannot
like $200.
justify, even if you're getting like 200 songs with this plastic apple, I cannot justify spending that much fucking money. Do you see what they're doing, man?
Yeah. I mean, they've already released some of the albums. I believe some of the albums because iTunes just can't pick up the damn White Album cover. Why can't it pick up the White Album cover? I mean, really, is it that hard for iTunes to figure it out? Every other, like, Windows Media Player can pick up the White Album cover. Why can't iTunes? They had advertisements on television for 9 months about the Beatles being released on iTunes.
Maybe the color white is copywritten.
I don't understand it.
They're having legal issues getting the color on the fucking digital screen.
You must sign into. I guess I didn't agree to it. I didn't agree to show the White Album cover, and it amazes me that they'll show something like Exhumed, their album artwork, or
yeah, you can get some Cannibal Corpse album covers on your iTunes with
who is it?
A cow shitting out a human.
Yeah, that's
pieces.
Cattle Decapitation.
Okay, that's what that is.
And then I got a Carcass album called Wake Up and Smell the Carcass.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a B-sides, live tracks, and EPs and shit. But the cover is the autopsy picture of JFK. With his, I swear to God.
iTunes got that shit?
Yeah! They have that.
How you gonna have an incredibly obscure album?
And see, the album has a sticker over that. And it has the album title and the band name.
iTunes is fucking...
And then it says this cover is too gruesome or whatever, and here's a sticker, parental advisory and all that shit. iTunes doesn't have that sticker over it.
That's hilarious.
Then it has the censored version of Rise of the Phoenix. Now that when you're flipping, if that's the way you have your albums and you flip through them through digital shit, do you want a censored thing? Do you want to not look at the white cover? I mean, there's nothing there, but at least it says the Beatles in white letters on it. I mean, we're going way off subject here,
but yeah, it's
I don't like intangible music.
Rob Zombie. I'll still buy your CDs,
that was the
man.
point. That was the point. Rob Zombie. I saw this thing.
Smashing Pumpkins. We're still buying them. We're still buying them.
Yeah. What was it? Rob Zombie. I was looking through the Sunday papers in a Best Buy sales papers, and it had this coming out Tuesday sale for all the new CDs and shit. And it said new Rob Zombie album. I'm like, what? I thought he was done releasing new albums, and I can't remember the name of it, but it had, you know, the standard Rob Zombie artwork on it. I'm like, what is this? Search it up on my phone, and it's a greatest hit, but it's still a physical release with the case when he said, I'm not doing those anymore, and you come out with Hellbilly Deluxe 2. Why do a sequel to an album that was badass? I mean, yes, we have Bat Out of Hell 2, and if you watch the Meatloaf movie and just the way that Meatloaf and Jen Steinman, it was written in the movie, how they come up with it. Oh yeah, we'll call it Bat Out of Hell 2.
That's a dumb fucking movie.
Yeah.
I love some Meatloaf, but that movie is stupid.
Sequel albums are okay, but
I don't know. I like Hellbilly Deluxe 2 okay.
I don't like it. I'd have to listen to it more, but it just, to have that title, it doesn't fit.
Yeah, I really couldn't. I wouldn't call it Hellbilly Deluxe 2. I mean, because I don't know.
To me, it sounds more like a. What was his last album called? The one before that.
Educated Horses.
Yeah, Educated Horses.
Sick. Oh no, Sick Bubblegum's on Hellbilly Deluxe 2. I'm thinking of, what's his other stripper rock song?
All of them?
You know, when they got back together, I was excited as hell. And Zeitgeist to me isn't a very strong album, but I like it okay.
I haven't heard it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know.
To me, for a comeback CD, it's sort of weak.
Very weak. I mean,
but we had a buddy, he grew up in the 90s too, and I was like, dude, Smashing Pumpkins is getting back together, man. Yeah, he's like, I'm like, are you serious?
Smashing Pumpkins was like the most different thing we heard at the time.
I mean, come on, man. I mean,
but granted, we were growing up listening to Weed and Primus and Chili Peppers.
Yeah, we were little kids.
Mom playing Bette Midler.
We were just little kids, man, you know, and so, I mean, you know, you can't forget your roots, man.
Yeah.
You know, I like to check out everything that comes out from everybody.
Yeah, like definitely. I will never go to an Offspring show, but I will check out their albums every now and then, just because I grew up with it. I hate them. I hate them now. I hate the Offspring.
Yeah, they're gonna piss you off every time you listen to that new stuff, but you still have the old stuff.
Bumping in my trunk.
Like,
who did they write that song for?
It's that Bob Cock shit. Is it Bob Rock?
Bob Rock.
Bob fucking Cock. But yeah, buy this album, because Smashing Pumpkins and a lot of people are saying we don't want to sell physical copies anymore. It's a dead medium. No, we still need these. We still want them. We still want to buy them. You know, we've only got one more record store here within like a 50-mile radius.
And it's a record chain, it's not a record store.
Yeah, seriously, we don't have any more real record stores here.
There's more video games and movies.
Half of the pawn shops don't sell CDs
and really, who
anymore.
buys DVDs anymore? I'm sorry, I understand DVDs going and movies being more of a streaming thing, but music, I just can't stream music.
Yeah, man, I gotta be like, dude, there's a fucking moon here, man.
Like with movies,
it's the
they
fucking
come in
moon.
such big ass bulky cases. You have to have specific shelves made to hold movies, CDs.
They're landing on the moon.
They're so small. I mean, yes, having maybe 500-700 CDs, it will add up to a shitload. But they're not.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't look like a clutter like.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. Keep both mediums, because there's half of the people today don't want to buy CDs. They're like, too much stuff in the house. And, you know, that's fine. If you're a person who wants to just download your stuff, that's cool. But, you know, keep these around for people like us.
Yeah, it's not a fucking 8-track. It's not a
yeah,
tape.
seriously. This is, you know.
It's still a very cheap and usable technology. The disc is almost like the vinyl. The record, it will always be there. I mean, how cheap is it to burn a DVD now?
Seriously. And you know, I don't know, that's about all. I don't know, we didn't really say much about this album.
The drummer's the shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I love the drummer.
The fucking drums kick
I don't
ass.
really know who is an original member from this other than Billy.
The fucking drums
But the
kick
drummer
ass.
is definitely not an original member.
Yeah, I've never heard drumming like this in some Smashing Pumpkins. This is some pretty fantastic drummer they got here. He's doing his own thing. He's not playing along. He's
Green.
playing with. Mike who?
He's almost more like a rhythm section. I mean, yes, he is the rhythm because he's the drummer, but he doesn't really play the line or the role of a drummer.
There's so much more going on with the drums on here. Like
he's not
giving you your.
He's not Ringo Starr.
There's none of that going on. This guy is drumming his ass off. And
in a way that you can hear in a Mars Volta album, kinda. Not really, but just he would
because
fit.
it is.
You can tell he's a better drummer.
You
can tell he's a really good drummer.
Yeah.
He can do more than he's doing on this album.
And the guitars are still deep like they used to be.
The bass stands out.
Yeah, the basses. I mean, everything on here is pretty damn good. I mean, really.
And I want to say he produced it. And to
self-produce
your album, it's, produced by Billy Corgan and some other dude.
Cool. What's that? Quasar. As soon as the album starts,
yeah,
you're like, holy shit!
This is the Smashing Pumpkins I remember.
Yeah, it's like, wow, man. How many years ago was that?
And this to come out in 2012 has such a 90s sound to it.
Yeah, seriously. This
It sounds
takes
like
me
it was
back.
recorded in the 90s.
It really does. This fucking takes me back to like 96, 95, you know, back before
MTV became colorful and
before your
had
Third Eye
bands
Blinds got popular.
I'm a Barbie girl.
And your Matchbox 20s.
Let's go party. I mean, Spice Girls.
Yeah, Spice fucking Girls.
How the hell are they gonna show Spice Girls at the... I mean, yes, it's a reunion. They haven't played together in 2 years before that, supposedly. NBC shows Spice Girls over the muse who writes the opening ceremony or the song for the Olympics. And they performed that song at the ceremony and they didn't air it.
And they played Spice Girls instead.
They played... Well, I'm just saying, over the people that they cut out, the people that they showed was just like, why George Michael? Why Spice Girls? Why New Direction or some shit, whoever that is? And then Beady Eye.
I don't even know who half of these motherfuckers are.
You know Beady Eye?
No.
Beady Eye is what became of Oasis 2.0.
Oh no!
Yeah,
God.
When one of the members of one of the Gallagher brothers left,
Who's that letter?
Oasis was gonna call themselves Oasis 2.0 and continue doing Oasis stuff. And they decided that wasn't gonna work and called themselves Beady Eye. Well, I knew Beady Eye was gonna be on there because they had a bunch of people sitting there singing. I think it was during... No, it was not during the Queen part. They had this chick singing. It was horrible. But you can see they already had this band set up, the instruments set up and everything, and the drums head said Beady Eye. I'm like, oh God. Oasis without a Gallagher. This is bound to fail. And then what do? They play Wonderwall.
Oh.
And
so obvious.
I swear to God, it's funny. The first song, I'm introduced by Beady Eye is an Oasis song. You are Oasis. Why are you playing that? I know you can do that, but then it wasn't the guy that sang it. It was the other brother. So it sounds like this. Today was gonna be the day that they're gonna go back to you. I mean, I hate it. He was literally singing it through his nose. It was horrible, and the crowd's cheering and shit. And you played nasally Beady Eye playing Wonderwall Oasis songs over the Muse. I know it's going off subject, but I got a bitch about it.
Yeah, so I guess I say, like I've said already, buy this.
Pumpkins.
I fucking love Smashing Pumpkins.
I'll say it again. I bought it for this video here, and I don't regret it. It's a badass album, and it will be in my rotation for a pretty good while, probably till the end of the year, or at least till the new Green Day and Mumford & Sons come out.
Yeah, we'll have to check those out.
Mumford & Sons got to be badass.
All right.
Can't wait.
My breath reeks of pieces of corn, and I was here before the day you were born. If you cross my path, then you're shite out of luck, cause I'm one asshole that you don't wanna fuck. It's not that I hate you, I don't hold a grudge. I skip the streets with my thumb on the fudge. Don't stop now, I don't need a plug, cause I'm just an asshole and I need a hug. He's just an asshole! He's just an asshole! He's just an asshole and he don't